Okay, real quick video to show the entry on the beautiful 6701 failed breakdown this morning. So this should be less than 5 minutes. It happened pretty quick, but here we are. It's Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Market's been bullish. We'd had the failed breakdown Friday, another one, no, gap up Sunday, another one Monday, and then Monday evening just flagged out all night long. Kind of the ultra bull case is playing out. Monday about midday, we set a nice low at 6701. So even going into the evening session, that was the obvious low to be watching, and then that got confirmed again in the London session. So coming into the open, this is currently paused 20 minutes after the open, so at 9:51 Central Time. Um, we've actually just flushed that level, but before this was the obvious level to be looking at. It was highlighted in Adam's newsletter, got confirmed in the overnight session, made it even more obvious. And then we've just had after the open, we pushed up from the 16 level, which there was a failed breakdown there too, or at least a level reclaim. Um, we pushed up, but we failed to break the high, and then we collapsed pretty quickly. We went. It was quite a dramatic sell from 67.29 to down to 74. So what's the math on that? 50, 55 points or something like that. And then nice little thing on the way down. We got that little blip at 701, kind of confirming the importance of the level, but we trucked through it. I wasn't expecting a flush this deep, to be honest. And by the time we got here, we're 25 points below the level. And I'm thinking maybe the 69, maybe the trade here or something deeper. And I actually had my kind of initial knife down warnings going off, but we bounced pretty hard here, and we set a V-shaped recovery. And so I'm going to just start the replay here and set the speed to 1x, and it'll just be about 5 minutes from this point forward. So yeah, we dipped. We've had our 55 point dip, and then we start the recovery process. And as we come back to the level, we've got our three options, right, for acceptance. We got the type 1 where we're going to test from below, dip, and then push up through. And I was actually really expecting that in this scenario. I really probably need to do a better job of getting rid of my expectations, but that was kind of what I was looking for, maybe around the 98 level for it to dip and then push up again. Did not get that at all. So the second type of acceptance is obviously push through the level and then dip back to it or just below and then lift off. So, after we didn't get the first type of acceptance, that's what I was looking for. We don't even get the second type of acceptance in this case, which, I was a little surprised about, given the depth of the flush. We pretty much just ripped straight back through the level, and we're going to see that in just a second here. So let's keep an eye on the clock down here. It's 9:52 Eastern Time. So look at this massive wick on the 15-minute. Super aggressive buying coming in. Great volume. Here we see the deltas flipped. We're gonna get a small attempt from sellers here. This negative 500 on the delta, but the price does not respond. It just keeps lifting. Don't even get the hint of a dip. I don't know if that's lower liquidity given the holiday week or what, but yeah, price did seem to move very freely today, I will say. So let's just try and keep an eye on the clock here as we tag 701. We're at 8:53. Holding up a little here. Volume's still looking good. Delta's pretty neutral at this point. A little bit of a pause. Maybe ever so slightest dip here. down from 99 to 94, so maybe a 6-point dip. Just the tiniest cell rotation. Here we are, 954. Okay, so we haven't had the first type of acceptance. It hasn't occurred. Now look at this rip up through the danger zone. So we poked through right at 954. We're already 5 points above the level. So, per Adams entry criteria, if we don't get either type of acceptance, type 1 or type 2, we defer to the non-acceptance protocol. So wait for it to hold 5 points above the level for a minute or two. 2 minutes is better. So we're just kind of wandering in the danger zone at the moment, but now we're pushing back up to the top of the danger zone. Obviously that's the red band I've got drawn here. I didn't mention that, but I should think that's pretty clear. And so we're just watching the cell rotations. Are the sellers going to try anything? And they're really not trying anything at all. So we've been kind of at the top of the danger zone for a minute now. And now we start to push. So this is really where we're looking for an entry. Any point now. You want to try and get in as low as possible, but it's clear that sellers aren't doing anything here. It's been a minute and 20 seconds since we broke the level. So any time now would be a great entry. We looked for both types of acceptance, neither occurred. Got great volatility. That's your entry there, 707, 708. Got to jump on that. It's been a minute and 40 seconds. Maybe you could get a lower entry in here. Volume still very high. Getting a little bit of a push on the delta here from sellers, but it's pretty inconsequential. No significant price movement. Now we're exactly at 2 minutes, 67.08. Right there is an ideal entry as far as Adams methodology goes. It's been above the danger zone for 2 minutes. Are getting a little bit of a dip. Nothing to worry about. And then it's just going to rip from this point on. 70 points up. So actually maybe there was the ideal entry. 30 seconds after I called it. But I'm always early. Even in replay. But yeah, monkey or cat, monkey the cat or cat fight. Hope that helps. And if you didn't get this entry, there were 2 more that came after this, which were maybe easier to enter on. So we ran to 16. So let's say you got in an 8, you don't want to take profits at 10, obviously. So you can take it 16. Got your first TP. For me, I was in at about 708, and I actually stopped out on my runners here as we flushed under again, and then I re-entered because I didn't really want to stomach a 30-point stop loss even on my runners. But this re-entry here is a little bit easier because we get some of the second type of acceptance. So you can kind of take your time on this one. Push back up through the level, 5 points, dipped. You're kind of going to bounce around here. So you can wait for it to absorb all that supply for a few minutes and then enter shortly after that. So actually a nice kind of demonstration here of the type 3 acceptance versus type 2 acceptance. And then I think there's even a third flush of the level a little bit later on, which gets a little bit more type 2 acceptance as well. Anyway, I was trying to make this video real quick, so I won't carry on rambling.